Only thing that can slow them down now is Father Time, because they've really structured this thing well, really built not for the end of those careers, but for the next couple of years to have a lot of success. And last night, I'm just telling you, out hustled them right off the bat. 17 shots in the first period, and just incredible to watch and see. You got that going on, and then you've got the other thing that's still early in the season called the Miami Dolphins that is getting critiqued nicely. I'm being nice here in the middle of the week. Getting critiqued here from top to bottom, where the mistakes have been made and what's going on, and it's just a mess. It really is. It's just a mess, and like the coach ought to just come out and go, look, and I say this every week, I'm going to stop. We liked our game plan, but apparently it didn't work, or, we like what we were going to do, but I guess I was wrong, and just go out and win. I don't want to hear the guys are still together and believe. Well, I hope so. I hope you wouldn't come out and tell us, hey, I'm starting to lose these guys a little bit. And some of the guys are looking around going, we're just not very good, coach. So anyway, we've got.
I know you're not on Twitter, by the way, but it's open season for people to come out with just crazy stuff right now. So, I don't know if you saw any of the stuff yesterday.
I don't see any
Tony Pauline apparently was reporting that Rex Ryan is a candidate for the job here. Like, there's just stuff coming from all over the place. There was another one that's like says tensions are starting to boil over.
Well, I believe
with
that.
Like in the front office. There's just a lot of stuff getting thrown out there right now.
I got to tell you, there is.
I thought of you when I saw that Rex Ryan thing, though.
So we have been, as you know, through the last 20 years of a lot of average to way below average football teams that we've had. I have watched up close the breakdown between front office and coaching staff. That's where it starts. And especially when you start to feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like this is a broken record in my 35 years in the morning. The last 20, especially 20-something, where there's always the belief, well, I'm down here coaching this group. I'm players you gave me. You're up there telling them what I'm doing wrong and what should be different. And then everybody starts to get a little insecure, because that's the way we're structured anyway as men, to be a little insecure and who's backstabbing me, and you're not having success.
So you think it's every man for himself over there?
I think it's getting real close to that. I sure do. When you start
I thought they all worked together so well. I thought that was their whole thing.
I think you do to start with.
Yeah.
And then when you're told, we're going to bring this guy in and we're going to bring that guy in, and all of a sudden, position coaches start looking at other position coaches. I wish I had more to work with, and this is it. I like them. They're good guys, but, I don't know how talented we are. These are things that happen when you're not very good. These are things that start to happen, and the players start to feel it. And no matter what is said, no matter how many captain meetings you have, and guys, what do you think today? And, hey, we're going to do this week. And one thing that, like, you look at 5 weeks and your numbers, and you go, okay, we can't run it. We can't stop the run unless somebody's really beat up, then probably not going to change. You start worrying about confidence. Hey, we went all in, and I know this is a broken record. We went all in on this rookie class. And by the way, they made it clear it was going to happen. So it's like, okay, let's hope we get some guys that can come in right away and have some success, make some splash plays. Not that they're going to be great. They're going to make mistakes, man. Nobody comes right into this league and tears it up without some mistakes in there. And I know we've had some really good rookies, man. Don't get me wrong. We had some quarterbacks. There's a guy that we're going to play later in the season, play for Washington. Man, he came in, and I mean, we have had guys come right in and have a big impact, especially some first-round guys. But we're going through a majority of our rookies right now, starting with the first 2 picks, that are struggling. Now, I think they have their moments where they get it figured out, but I do start to worry, no matter who you are, if you're making big mistakes that everybody's seeing are costing you plays and you miss your block or you get blocked and they're running right at you. I just hope you don't lose confidence. I think it's all part of it. It's all part of the growing pains. But I also know that, like, hey, guys, we've been doing this for a few games now. I thought it'd be a little better, and you hope it is. But anyway, besides all that stuff, we've got a lot of other news, including trades yesterday. My God, man, talk about desperate teams. Cincinnati and Cleveland, not exactly. It used to be one of the greatest rivalries we had in the NFL. Now going, hey, I know we don't always like each other, but can we get Joe Flacco from you? What would it take to get Joe Flacco? Because we've kind of figured out that we've got a quarterback here that just can't play. We thought we had a guy that was really good, but this guy, Jake Browning, just can't play. And he's losing the team. Flacco probably going to start. Not only did he get traded, he's going to learn this system in a couple of days and go, Joe, it's your team, man. You got a lot of horsepower on the outside. Can you get it to him? Because we need to get this thing going after winning their first two and just getting their ass kicked without Joe Burrow the last 3 games. I mean, they have been kicked around like they're trying to jump in that bottom 5. And that party's a special party right now, that bottom 5. You don't – wait a second. Are you trying to get out of the bottom 5? So, that with the power rankings and all the stuff we have. So it's been a crazy one, folks. Been a absolute crazy one with everything going. I saw Jonathan Gannon, Cards head coach, took a little money out of his pocket, $100,000
You're kidding
fine.
me with this, by the way.
Can't touch him. Had to do it.
Oh,
Can't touch the guy.
I guess.
Can't touch him. Can't touch guys. You can't.
It's just so funny that like the whole story now is about the coach.
No,
the guy dropping the ball out the back of the end zone.
So it's funny. I disagree with that, but I was thinking driving in this morning, I would love, like, you drop a great play. I'll just go back to fundamentals. You're up 21-6 in the fourth quarter. You got a 3rd and 1, and you call a great play. You get great blocking. Everything's executed well. The guy breaks through. Everybody's on the line of scrimmage trying to make the stop on the run. Somebody makes a great block to chip the linebacker down, and you are off, and you got a free run for 71 yards or whatever it was. And everything's set up, and everybody's pumped up. You're getting ready to go. You think at that point you're going, wait a sec, we're up 28-6 in the fourth quarter. We got this game. And the one guy runs. First of all, he starts slowing down because we've all seen it 1,000 times. Something makes the idiot slow down. He not only slows down, and then he kind of at the goal line decides to drop the ball. So he lets the guy actually catch up to him. He was lucky that thing didn't get stripped behind. It would have been more embarrassing than it already is. So the bigger question is for those guys putting their arm around him and stuff, and the big guy that had his arm around him, listen, man, there's going to be some guys pissed off. Like, we just lost that game in a tight game where it should have been put away at 28-6 with 12 minutes left. That game is friggin' over. They're not coming back. They are the worst team in football. They are not coming back. And you gave them a little hope by doing that. There's going to be some guys, even in today's game, because I know yesterday, talking with Bo, we were all talking. I said, can you imagine Kuchenberg and those guys? Some guy broke through. Can you imagine Dan Marino and any of those guys doing, dude, there ain't no, hey, forget about it. Like, you got beat on a block or don't worry about it. The ball got tipped in the air off your hands. That's stuff that's going to happen. This should never happen. This should never happen. So I believe there's some guys that got the coaches back on this. I don't think it's 100% players going, hey, man, you can't talk or you can't like tap on the guy and give him a little shove like that. It's not acceptable. I get it. He got $100,000 fine. He understood it because he does. There will be some guys that defend what was done.
It's just the whole thing's just kind of funny, right? I mean, you got the guy, the offensive lineman's over there hugging the guy.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it's
I
not
don't
like
know who the guy was who was hugging him.
it's not like the guy fumbled and, there's nothing he could do. The ball was punched out or something.
Right.
He feels like crap on the sideline. All right, I get
completely
that.
different.
Get that.
Yeah.
This is like the fact that it happened the week before, too, is really the worst part of it to me, right? Because you had to know.
And by the way,
everyone saw that play.
He cost his team the game.
Yeah, and everyone saw that play.
Mitchell cost his team. They should be undefeated.
Yes.
And he not only does that, but he, whatever that thing was, if you saw it, where he just basically put his arms and tackled a defensive back on a 50-something yard run by Jonathan Taylor. But like, yeah, you would think like, wow, man. And I'm guessing almost every coach in the league said, hey, guys, just if you got a chance to score, run through the end zone, whatever you want to do in the back of the end zone, dance, whatever, whatever you feel the urge to do. You want to throw the ball up at 40 rows and you want to pay a fine, do it. But make sure you get in the end zone. And we've had this happen twice, which makes the second guy a real dumbass, real dumbass that this could happen. But I do think there's some guys going to be pissed off. Like we can talk about, well, you can't do that. Well, guess what, man? I get why that, and some guys came out. Thank God I was waiting to hear the media guys, and some of them said, look, man, I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, every guy in that offense, we lose that game.
You know how hard it is to win in that freaking league, man? Like, we don't know that. And what the margin of error is in that league, like, it's so, you can't just, I don't know, man. I don't think the coach, like, obviously, I guess you can't touch guys, I don't know.
No, and he gave him 100,000, the league or the team.
But we're going to turn this guy into some kind of villain and give this player a hall pass here.
I don't think they are, Woody. I thought about it, and we will have guys that are always, hey, man, that's right, way to go, players, and like, no, man.
I'm part of the new school. I told you this yesterday. I'm more on the new school than I am the old school, man. But
that's a dumbass play. This is not grumpy old guys going against the young guys of today. That's just not acceptable, man. How would you like to be the center and the two guards that made great made great blocks, and all the guys that did everything right to put that game away, especially with 12 minutes left? You're going to be up 28-6.
Game's over.
Game's over. And you flipped the ball, and all you had to do was run. And I mean, you could see he's got talent. He ran through there, and nobody was going to catch him. And by the way, he lets up. Not only does he do that, he decides he's going to, like, I don't know if he didn't see a guy coming on him fast behind him.
Looked like he was looking up at the screen,
making up some space on him, man. But anyway, yeah, there's
just so much on the line with that.
It's an interesting one.
Coaches are judged by wins and losses. You got GMs. You got every staff member on that team. You got every other player.
Totally get.
It's just a lot, man.
I totally get why that coach is pissed off. I mean, like, no matter who you are, and I get it. Today's guys, you got to talk differently too, and some guys you can't. You can't use the F word to certain guys. And
Tester said, I'm sure Shula would have been understanding.
No shot, but I'm trying not to bring that up. I give you
that never happened with you, right? Like, no one did anything like that, I'm guessing, that you can remember.
No, but if you did do something really stupid back then, now he would cut you. He cut some guys. He cut some guys right away.
So that guy would have been thrown off the team.
Well, I don't know. Like, he's got some talent. You got now shoes. Now, don't get me wrong. He's like everybody else. If you got some talent and you got some knucklehead, he'll put up with a knucklehead a little bit longer. He's no different than any other coach. But if it continues, he'll cut you. He would cut you. Now, a lot easier to cut a guy when he's making $50,000 and you cut him and he didn't get paid starting the next week. And that's how it used to be in the league. You cut him now, you got to pay him for the year and according to what round he's in and all that stuff. That's why you see these guys going forever. Hey, we've got a lot more stuff. It's a really interesting topic, but I was thinking last night, and Jonathan Gannon, you can't touch players. You were wrong. You can say he was wrong, but I got to tell you what, there's a lot of guys on that team. Usually offensive linemen are not the forgiving bunch of guys. They sit there, they get beat up, they get nothing, but they never hear about their good blocks, only the bad blocks. And you open up this play with everybody on the line of scrimmage, it opens up. And you end up screwing it up at the end of a run that should have been 6 points. Hey, we got Charles Davis going to join us. He's got a third game. He's on CBS, and he's got the third game this year. He'll be calling the Miami Dolphins game, part of that broadcast. He's going to join us when we come back. We'll talk to Charles a little bit with all the news and stuff, a couple of trades, and get you caught up. A little bit of news from the Chargers as well. So we'll have all that for you coming up in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. Yeah, I know. You listen to this show, man. It's part of what we talk about. Low T and ED. I know. Has nothing to do with sports, but it really does in a sense, because when my low T was getting so low that I didn't feel like doing anything but sleeping and relaxing, I spent more time on that couch. I wore that couch out for a while. And I was just like, man, there must be something wrong. I got the physical. They say, hey, you're fine, man. You're fine. They didn't tell me I had my low T and ED, and sex drive was gone. It was a disaster, man. It was a disaster. My wife's making excuses for me. Oh, you're probably just tired and stressed, and you're thinking about things. No. I have low T and ED, full blown. And thank God I was introduced to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Got the PSA test. I met with their professional staff. They put me on a program. And I got to tell you, because I get asked this all the time, I noticed a change quickly once I got on their program. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Brand new one in Hollywood. Really nice. Call 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Set up that first appointment. I promise you, great results to get your energy back. It happens to every guy out there. Low T and ED. I just want you to knock it out with Atlantic Men's Clinic. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Panthers get off to a great start last night. Take care of the Blackhawks. Nice little celebration. Got the rings. And I always wonder, that first game, and there they are, all the big names, got the whole group together, even the injured guys, everybody's there. And it was a big night, man. Doesn't happen very often. Back-to-back championships, banners going up. And sometimes your team's like more caught up in that. And you got your family there. And man, it doesn't happen very often, man. Hell, we know that down here. We got all the professional teams. We realize it doesn't happen. And boy, they came out and they played hard, and you just so much character. Played fast. Bob Wischusen kept talking about how the speed of the game last night, and 17 shots to start the game on our former goalie. Just a lot of great stuff. And A.J. Greer fighting and getting a goal. Carter Verhaeghe gets a goal. Then Boquist gets the winner in the third. And they get the win, man. Their confidence, they play hard, and they believe in the system that they play. And by the way, every guy talks about, man, our GM, whatever he does, it works. I mean, our coach, oh my God, Paul Maurice, what he's doing, it's just, I'm always like, look at, man, I'm always curious, like, okay, because we just can't get out of our way with the Miami Dolphins, just can't get out of our way. We just can't. And when we do have winning records and we get the wild card, it's one and done. And, okay, it is the playoffs, and yeah, I take it, but that's not the big goal. The big goal is to be Buffalo. The big goal is to be Baltimore. The biggest goal is to be Kansas City. But I get that doesn't happen very often, and what they're doing right now and what Brady did with the Patriots. But we are just so far away. Don't get me wrong. We got some, we've done it all. We've done the speed thing, and we've gone out and we've traded for big name guys, and we've had big draft classes. We've had as much free agent money as anybody in the business. And we bring in this guy and that guy. Usually we patch it up with all the mistakes we've made drafting guys. So we bring in the free agents. Until we get it figured out at the very top. I don't know. I saw something yesterday, and this been hitting. Is this more of a Mike McDaniel problem or Chris Greer problem? Has Mike McDaniel been given a bad roster to work with? And it's a great question. It's fair. I don't know. I don't know with Mike. I see Mike and Chris walk together. I don't know I have no idea what their relationship is, but I can tell you, even if they don't like each other, just like marriages, they better act like they do. They don't want the kids to see it. They better act like one, because if that starts to look torn apart, the man at the very top will finally act. And by the way, I get it. I truly, when I'm asked, and I was asked this probably 4 times yesterday and almost every day. So, Joe, Stephen Ross, I go, first of all, I have no relationship right now with Stephen Ross. I used to have a little closer relationship. I'd see him. We could go off the side, and he liked to talk. I have not had that in recent 2 years. I have not had it. I think from what I see and the way he acts when he sees him, that he really likes his head coach and he really likes his GM. So listen how I said that. He really likes his head coach, but he really likes his general manager. I know. I scratch my head too. And then all the conspiracy theories come in and everything else. So I don't know. Do the coaches, when they're together and they stay, listen, coaches are the most positive human beings in the world. They are going to go down fighting with you. This is what you have. Sorry, this is all we could give you. You got to make it work, man. We think you're one of the best coaches. you got to make it work. And I know they feel that way about their O-line coach and D-line coach who have great reputations. And I don't, and they're going to go down fight. Listen, man, as long as those guys are working hard, they're going to be with those guys all the way. They are going to stay with those guys all the way through. There is no question about it. But I also wonder, part of it is when you're having that beer at home and you have that one-on-one talk with the person you trust the most, wife, in bed. She goes, "How you holding up, babe?" They're trying hard. I don't know how good we are. I'm not getting through to them. Maybe this is, human nature's. I think our O-line and D-line coaches are the most positive dudes, and I'm a big fan. They're two of my favorite guys. Two of my favorite. One guy's a Golden Bear. Of course, he's my favorite. That guy is both of them. And the other guy I go back to UM with. And they're good coaches. Like we come out going, hey, man, they're getting a lot out of those guys. And then we're doing it this way. First of all, the O-line coach loses his right guard and right tackle within minutes of the first game. I swear. First game, bam, out. Defensive line finds out, hey, I got some good news for you. We got you a really good defensive line. One of the best defensive tackles in the draft. We think he's going to be really good for Michigan. Now it's your job to get him ready to go. Hey, not only did we get you one, we got you three. Three of our picks are defensive linemen. Man, we believe in you, man, what you've been able to do since you've been here. We want you to just keep going, man. Phillips, Grant, Biggers, get them ready to go. Zach will be there for you, Zach Sealer, but we got to get them ready quickly. I'm sure part of those guys is like, man. And again, they will go to bat. I will see Austin Clark, and he'll just say, hey, Joe, man, it's coming around. It's coming around. And I know. I mean, he sees the numbers. He's not stupid. He sees more than the numbers. He sees the mistakes every day. But, yeah. But if you don't start having success with it, you're going to start losing guys. You just are. And you can have here we go again. It's, oh, man, here we go again. Here we go again. No matter what your coach is fighting and threatening and pumping you up and takes you to the movies one night and says, I believe in you. Man, at some point, you're not having success and you're not putting teams away. When you have a 17-point lead and it's one of the worst teams in football, or you're getting blown out, or you just can't find a way to win late again, it's in your brain like, oh, no, here we go again. Hey, Tua had the ball again late in the game after he makes that. I know nobody wants to talk about it, and it wasn't just Tua, but the offense had the ball back. Had the ball back again. Couldn't get anything done. All right, we've got to go to break here. Yep, from the Panthers to the Dolphins. Big difference. Big difference. All right, we got to go to break here. We're trying to track down seat. All right, we're going to have Charles Davis join us when we come back here. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be back with Charles Davis in just a moment.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, a guy that knows our team pretty well right now. Third Miami Dolphins game of the year coming up for Charles Davis, NFL on CBS, part of the call. Charles, good morning, man, and thanks for getting up early with us. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Oh, man, we're hanging in there. 1-4. I got to ask you, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but I was just saying this is a time of the year now where this thing can crack between front office coaches and players when you're not having success and you have the same problems every game and they don't get fixed. You agree?
Yeah, it can definitely happen to teams. There's no doubt about it. We've seen it happen to teams. I don't know that Miami is one of those teams just because the long-term tenure of Chris Greer as a GM, you know, Mike McDaniel and crew, you know, you have an owner that's shown a lot of patience. You know, you and I both know around the league, we've seen owners like 1 year, see ya.
Yeah.
1 year,
No,
see ya.
it's if it's bad enough, you're right. It is one.
The Houston Texans, prior to DeMeco Ryans, they fired Bill O'Brien at the end of his tenure. And he had a long tenure, as you guys remember, right? Then they go, if I remember correctly, Lovie Smith, 1 season, David Culley, 1 season, DeMeco Ryans. So 4 head coaches in 4 years on opening day. DeMeco Ryans has steadied the ship, but they weren't willing to go year 2 with either Culley or Lovie Smith for whatever reasons. And because DeMeco Ryans has had success, back-to-back AFC South titles, playoff wins in both years, all that's forgotten, right? Others have gone through it where you just keep changing coaches. Look at the New York Giants. They want to be stable. They were on that 2-year cycle. Remember?
Yes,
Pat
they did.
Shurmur, Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge. They don't want to fire Brian Daboll here in year 4. They don't. But guess what? They're not showing the progress at all. And you know what's making it even worse for them, Joe? Daniel Jones' success in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's always a bad look.
Then it comes back to you like, wait, well, what were you guys doing or not doing, right? So that's where they're running into it. And they just had a winnable game Sunday in New Orleans, coming off of an upset of the Chargers at home with a hot rookie quarterback, up 14 and lose.
Yeah.
Now you're into a position now where, guess what? It just rekindles everything. So the Dolphins are in that position, yes. But over the years, you've got ownership that's shown a lot of patience. It's up to the Dolphins now to show some results.
And they better
continue to justify the patience.
And they better hurry. Hey, so I want to ask you, we decided months ago, and it's very open to the public and the media, we're going to have a big draft class. We're going back. We probably should have done this before. We're going to draft and we're going to play guys. And usually, 1 or 2 guys play in the draft class.
Right.
Maybe 1 or 2 on special teams, play a little bit in certain packages on offense and defense. But we got the whole group playing, man, on both sides. They're all getting snaps, and they've all kind of hit a wall here and are struggling, especially your first and second round picks. But you got to stick with them at this point, don't you, Charles? You can't give up on them. You
absolutely do, because you're not swapping them out for, guys in a playoff run at the moment, right? You're not swapping them out for some veteran guy that you're hoping to get one last good year out of, right? If you're going to bench Kenneth Grant, okay, that's fine. Jordan Phillips, Benito Jones, Matthew Butler. I'm not denigrating any of them. What I'm saying is I'd rather work through Kenneth Grant's issues to find out if my first round pick can play, as opposed to swapping out in terms of full-time play for other guys. I'm not talking about the rotation. I'm talking about, hey, these guys going to move in and take all your snaps. I don't see that at all, right? One more time. Savaiya Naya. Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it. No, you got it.
Right,
double.
good.
Just rhyme it up. First part and second part. Yeah.
Jonah Savaiya Naya. Okay, am I going to bench him and play Kyon Smith? I'm not. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not going to take Cole Strange and put him in his spot and play Cole Strange and Kyon Smith. I'm not going to do that. I've got to work through this with this youngster. Okay, I don't have that option. Kansas City kind of went through that, right, with Sumotea. Remember, they drafted him to be a left tackle, and he didn't work out. They benched him for the year. They went through 4 different left tackles, but they had players at other positions, so they could put him on the bench. Then they bring him back this year, and they make him a guard, and they're going to work through things with him at guard. Miami, I don't think, has that luxury. Okay, it just doesn't feel that way. You're going to have to work through some things, and that's just kind of where we are.
So, Charles, I want to ask you, boy, so the Chargers got off to a great start, 3-0.
Yeah.
Lose their last 2. Slater and Joel, 2 of the best tackles, both high first-round picks, out. And their top 2 running backs, out.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Justin Herbert running around for his life right now as well.
It really is, because if you look at the numbers, and sometimes the numbers lie, but sometimes the numbers are fun to look at. Justin Herbert's completion percentage when pressured this year, I actually studied it this morning, so I'm pretty close on this one, is less than 50%. Well, that's not earth-shattering news, right? Quarterback under pressure, your percentage drops. Justin Herbert without pressure is almost 80%. That's how stark it is without those guys up front. Wow. keeping him ready to go. Last year, he threw 3 interceptions the entire year. Now, I don't expect anyone to throw just 3 interceptions the entire year, as many times as people like that throw it, right? It's an incredible season. He's already thrown 4 in the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that type of a year for them so far. Does it have to stay that way? No. And here's the thing for the Chargers. Yes, the injuries are an issue. Yes, injuries are a problem. Yes, injuries can hurt your team. But then you look at San Francisco, who went through it last year and really floundered. This year, they got injuries like crazy. They're 4-1. You know, some teams, for whatever reason, each year it's a different year. They handle it. The Baltimore Ravens injuries, it's just way too many frontline guys. There's a reason they're 1-4. It makes perfect sense to me. What's really weird is seeing how bad they are on defense. The Baltimore Ravens, abysmal on defense. Well, guess what? They started 5 rookies on defense last week, Joe. 5.
Wow. Yeah. Charles, you think they can still make the playoffs? You a believer in
not beat up like they are? No. They can make the playoffs. If you told me that all these all-star players were coming back this week at, fairly healthy, like no one's 100%, we know that, but fairly healthy and ready to roll, I would say, something, I haven't given up on Baltimore at all. In their division, they'll be okay. I think I threw this stat at you yesterday when we were just chatting ourselves. The AFC North, there's not a single team that is in the plus side in point differential.
That's amazing.
The Steelers are 3-1 and they're -2 in point differential. I believe the Bengals, who are 2-3, and they're in second place in the division, by the way, at 2-3. They're like -71. And now it gets worse when you get down to Baltimore and Cleveland. They're both 1-4. Think about that in your division. So if Baltimore were healthy, even at 1-4, would you tell me that they're out of it? The answer is no. But if you're telling me that Lamar Jackson is still going to miss time, if you're telling me Kyle Hamilton's still going to miss time, if you're telling me Matabike is out for the season, which he is, their defensive lineman, I can go on and on.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith, right? Secondary's all beat up. Come on, man. That's a lot. And if those guys continue to miss time, I just don't see it. Pittsburgh, this is your opportunity to put the hammer down on this division, folks. You're not a juggernaut, but you're getting so much help from your compatriots in the division. Yeah. Cincinnati just traded for Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
No offense to Joe Flacco, who was that comeback player of the year a couple of years ago. But since then, work with me here, Joe. Starting quarterback in Indianapolis at one point last year, benched. Starting quarterback in Cleveland this year, they upset Green Bay. But when you look at his numbers, he's like the 31st, 32nd ranked passer in the NFL, benched. The Bengals are going to trade for him because they are beyond desperate.
Yeah.
Do we really think that's going to work?
No. Actually, no. Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, as we do spend a lot of time, how about the Daniel Jones story? You saw the opener, and we got kicked around like nobody's business. And when you left that game, what were your thoughts after watching the way he played and the way that team played overall?
There's nothing like when someone believes in you. We always have those jokes, right? The internet, and this always starts with, I wish someone loved me the way that,
Yeah.
right? And then you have some meme somewhere, that sort of a deal. That kind of feels that way with Daniel Jones, right? You feel like Shane Steichen and that offensive staff with the Colts, they love him like he didn't feel like he was loved in New York. Second thing, prior to them getting Malik Neighbors, right? And Jones had one season with Malik Neighbors. Who'd you have to throw the ball to downfield on a consistent basis? Because they kept trying to take Darius Slayton and find someone better, even though Darius Slayton was giving him 15 yards a catch. He's one of those guys that, something, he's pretty good, guys, but you keep wanting better. You don't ever find better. So what was the knock on Daniel Jones? Didn't push the ball downfield, didn't throw the ball downfield. I don't know how much of that was coaching. I don't know how much of that was the system. I don't know how much of that was without players. Now you look at what he has in Indianapolis, and what did we see week 1? And I knew it was coming, Joe. Like I remember telling my crew, guys, I'm throwing my hat in the ring on this one. First series of the ball game, they're throwing the ball downfield. Okay, because they're going to tell the rest of the world that, oh yeah, Daniel Jones can throw it downfield. We're going to show them. And what did we see, Joe? Tyler Warren downfield, right out of the gate, and it's been that way the entire season. And his confidence just keeps rising and rising and rising. And I'll show my age. When he walks on the field now, he thinks he's as tall as Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
So all you youngsters out there is like, who the heck is Paul Bunyan? Google it. Okay, you'll see.
Yeah. Hey, before I let you go, we saw this wacky thing. You and I talked a little bit about it last night. Jonathan Gannon, the Cards head coach, going after his running back and he got fined $100,000. You can't touch a player and the whole deal.
Yeah.
But you have a perfectly set up play on a short yardage situation to put the game away with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 70-yard run. You let up and then you drop. Not only do you let up about 10 yards out on the run, then you drop it before you get in the end zone. What were your thoughts?
Understand why he's being fined $100,000. You can't put hands on a player. This isn't like when you and I played, Joe. And I hope people don't think that you and I carried around as a badge of honor. Like, well, our coaches used to grab our face masks.
I didn't like that, by the way. I had mine grabbed and I hated it. Man, I did nothing.
None of us liked it.
No.
All right. It's not like we thought that this was cool, but it was accepted. And like, even if you went home and complained to your parents would say, well, you must have done something. Coach had to discipline you, right? So it was a different time and a different era. But did we ever like it? The answer was no. No one likes being bullied around like that, right? No. In 2025, you can't do it. And Jonathan Gannon knew it. He went and apologized the next day before the fine even came down. He knew that he was wrong, etc. Did I understand how furious he was, though? Absolutely I did, because you set it up perfectly. We have had incidents of this. We've had a spate of them where guys are dropping the ball. If you even go back to last season, guys are dropping the ball before they get to the goal line. Old school football, Joe, beginning of time, when you got to the end zone, you had to kneel down, touch the ball in the end zone for it to count as a touchdown. Maybe guys should go back to doing that. We joke about guys hitting themselves on the goalpost when they get to the end zone because they're wide open. Maybe you should do that before you celebrate. I could understand the fury because last thing, you know this better than anyone. When weird things happen in the league, a team meets on Tuesday, right?
That's the other part. Yes.
What is shown to the team on Tuesday? Every team in the league, a reel from around the league of the wacky stuff that happened the week before, odd rules, things that you didn't know about, right? Multiple pump blocks, field goal blocks. This is how you have to play this. This was a little unusual. The guy goes out of bounds on the kickoff, and the guy was smart enough to put his feet out of bounds to touch the ball, which put him out of bounds and not made it come out to the 40. All those things come up. You think it didn't come up that a guy dropped the ball before he got to the end zone? Remember A.D. Mitchell from the Colts?
No question.
You think that reel didn't go to the other 31 teams and everyone watched it? This is where coaches drive themselves insane. Oh. This is why you can see the fury in Jonathan Gannon. Was he wrong? Absolutely. You can't put hands on a player. Was he wrong to be that upset? I don't think so.
Heck no, man. You drop a great play. It's great blocking. How do you think the big fellas felt up front? They did their jobs. They opened this big hole, and he takes off and runs. And that game's done. 28-6. That game's over in the fourth quarter.
By the way, let's go postscript now. All right? That happens. Okay? You're playing the Tennessee Titans, who have been abysmal all year. This should be a win for you. You know what it turned into? You know what it culminated in? the third straight game that the Cardinals lost this year with a field goal with the zeros on the board.
Mm.
A walk-off field goal beat them for the third straight week. That's what it culminated in. So, yeah, Gannon wrong, hands, yes. Put yourself in his position as a head coach, and you really think you didn't coach it? I know he coached it. You and I know he coached it. Everyone knows he coached it. And by the way, runners, receivers, whatever, in the end zone, celebrate all you want.
Right.
Just get there first.
Yes. I'm with
Not that
you.
hard.
Charles, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, and hopefully we have a good one, and the Dolphins can stop the bleeding a little bit. Thank you, bud.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you, Joe. Thanks.
Right. Charles Davis, NFL on CBS, has our game. Got the third game he's had this year. Hell, we had years we didn't have him. Now we get him for a third time. All right. Hey, it's Truck Month. It's your South Florida Chevy dealers. We've been talking about these trucks for a while, man. They are sweet. We got a great truck that's absolutely perfect for your lifestyle, man, with 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Let's start with the durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine. Impressive torque, got everything you need living here in South Florida. Right over to Silverado 1500. Always ready, steady, and strong. Hey, man, you'll love the advanced technology and the workday workhorse and the weekend warrior. That's what you're going to get with it. And the Silverado HD, legendary horsepower, and really the hardest working bed in the business. Hey, man, whether it's a midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck, one to fit your lifestyle, your family, your work. Hey, you work 7 days a week. You want a Chevy truck, durable just like you are. See your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
This update is brought to you by Durrell Hyundai, home of the price seats our lowest price. Visit us at Durrell Hyundai or DurrellHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who took the season opener from Chicago by a final of 3-2. Jasper Boquist scored the game winner in the third. Next up, the Cats host the Flyers tomorrow night. Over to the Heat will continue the preseason when they host the Spurs tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Yankees came back from 5 down to beat Toronto 9-6. Toronto leads the series 2-1. And the Mariners took a 2-1 series lead over the Tigers, winning 8-4. Joe, if we can, how about people getting their fantasy football lineup set? Can we jump into a little bit of this?
Yeah, what do you have for me here in the fantasy football world? Or as I like to just call the world I live in, fantasy world.
We need our music here. Fantasy football reports on WQAM are sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Damn, that's good.
It is good. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times, so it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. And as we head into this week here, Joe, any thoughts on who could be the top running back going into this week's matchup?
Top running back. I don't know who plays for the Chargers this week, but what do you think?
Well, I actually think the Chargers are banged up at running
their
back
top 2
right
guys
now.
are out. Yeah.
So, that was a good point though. Christian McCaffrey actually comes in at number 1.
Really?
Yeah, he's got.
What kind of years he having?
Good one. He's used a lot in a lot of different ways over there. So,
boy, I thought they take it easy with him, and
he by the way takes an absolute beating every single week.
Not a big guy. Yeah.
McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Josh Jacobs, and rounding out the top 5, Devon Achane.
Not surprised. Hey man, this thing I was just telling you during the break. You said we're gonna do some fantasy. Waddle, Waller, and Achane is what this offense is right now. That's a majority of this offense. Each guy's got 3 touchdowns. That's it.
It's funny you should bring that up. Darren Waller is ranked 8th going into this week, right ahead of Travis Kelce.
It's one of the greatest stories on a bad team. But he missed the first 3 games, and they kept moving this thing back and moving it back, and he gets out there, and you go, I guess it was worth the wait.
At the quarterback spot, you got Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, and rounding out the top 5, Justin Herbert.
Really?
Yeah. Mahomes at 7. Lamar, if he plays, is at 8. Baker at 9.
With this ball.
2 at 21 behind Trevor Lawrence.
Nobody expected.
Tua sandwich between Trevor Lawrence and Sam Darnold.
Really?
Yeah. Could be worse, man. He could be a couple spots lower and be Jackson Dart or Spencer Rattler. So it could be worse, obviously.
What's Tua? What I see? Tua's got 10 touchdowns now?
No, he's going to be good for fantasy because the team's always playing from behind, so he will throw, you would think. Over to receivers here, Joe. We'll wrap it with this one. Puka Nacua comes in at 1, obviously. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jackson Smith, and Jigba at 3. Devontae Adams at 4. Jamar Chase comes in at 5. You have Quentin Johnston for Chargers there.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Like apparently Puka, they still find ways, even though they know they're going to throw it to him, they still find ways to get him the ball. Is that what you're telling me?
I would think that's the case with all of these guys.
Yeah. For
the most part, like Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Like Buka's at 6.
They're not worried about 2 guys deep, or they're not they put the linebackers deeper, so we couldn't throw.
I see where you're going with this. Well, if it helps you, Jalen Waddle comes in at 10.
All right.
So there you go.
Hey, listen, man. We Jalen was like, hey, man, your sidekick's gone, and he delivered. He had nice game, nice touchdown there late in the 4th. Put us in the lead for a second.
Just about putting up points at this point, man.
Yeah,
just help the fantasy community, maybe the gambling community.
They don't care. Fantasy football is not about wins and losses, right? It's about individual numbers. Is that correct?
Yes, it does not matter if they win or lose.
I just wanted to make sure it hadn't changed.
It's beautiful.
I just wanted to make sure it hadn't changed on me, Woody.
Yep.
At all.
That number, by the way, I think the Chargers are still favored by 4.5 points. Make that make sense.
I don't get it. They got their own. Hell, they made a trade yesterday to get a pass rusher with Baltimore. The two brothers got together. How can you help me? I don't know. How can you help me? What do you got?
I mean, is there a scenario where they don't come down here and just beat the living hell out of the Dolphins?
I don't think they beat the hell out of us.
No. Okay. At this point, by the way, I am not going with what you say anymore. As far as betting goes, at least. You're too close to it.
So
you screwed everyone on the Carolina thing.
No.
I
understand that. So my word means nothing, but we got slammed in the first game. We got hammered.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other games, you've had a chance to win. Everyone, all the other
teams.
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter who you played. I'm saying you have a chance to win all those other games, but you haven't. Well,
so you think they're going to have a situation where they can win this game?
I take that back. You did not really. I never felt like you had a chance to win Buffalo. That was a lie.
Yeah.
But the other three.
They kept it relatively close, though. But
I mean, you have a chance to tie it up.
But they're just such a bad team. You didn't feel they had the chance to get over the hump. I got you on that one.
We still have to see. Don't get all upset out there. At the end of a game, Tua, no matter who's with him, has got to find a way to take this team down the field and win it. You can't depend on this defense. You have to go out as the highest paid human being on this team, and you need to take the team down, dial up some plays for him to give him a chance to take the team down and score.
It's just such a weird situation because everyone is, at this point, I feel like has mentally moved on.
What do you mean?
Like everyone has moved on from the coach and GM, I think, mentally, right? At this point. Like, I think, you probably know this better than I would. Is there a scenario where those two guys stay?
It's a long shot.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, you mean?
I mean, after this year.
Oh, no.
Like, is there a scenario? They're not going to win out or something crazy.
Because I see it starting to happen, and there's a lot of heat on the owner. And he's getting more and more. It's clear his relationship, and I'm going to give you more time. And we're getting more competitive. But, this thing's not about being more competitive. It's about winning. It's just bottom line. It's a cold business. Cold for players. It's cold for front office. It's cold. They know when you get in this business. It's what have you done for me lately? And this thing has not just been lately. It's been going on, man. And it's, Barry Jackson, by the way, whatever you think of Barry Jackson and Miami Herald, read his article today. Read his article.
That guy's feisty, huh?
He went after it today. Pretty good.
Love it.
Pretty good.
Can I ask you a question just to put you on the spot here? Like if you had to do a power rankings of who needs to go, and I gave you coach, GM, and quarterback, I gave you three pieces, where would you rank them as far as like who needs to go?
Well, the guy that runs the organization he's got full, listen, when I tell you.
So Chris Greer won.
That needs to be.
Yes, I'm with you on that, by the way. I don't want to see Mike take the bullet for this guy.
It's just.
Because I think Mike it's just unfair, right? Like he's been saddled with crap.
So Chris is, I know for a fact, has been told it is your team to put together. You have final say. You listen to all the people in the business. In your over there in the training facility. You listen to all the guys you've hired, your scouts, your head of scouting, your assistant GM, your consulting GM, assistant GMs. You listen to all those guys. But at the end of the day, don't come back and tell me he liked them. I want to hear you like them. I know your coach has got favorite players. I know your coordinators have favorite players. Your position coaches have favorite players. But at the end of the day, you can't run back to the owner and go, but they like them more than the guy that I like. No. Whatever you go with, you can listen to other guys and you go, hey, you're right. I see what you see. I'm going with them. But he is a general manager. He is.
So Chris is one on your list here. One. Is it a 1A, 1B, or is there a? Because for me, there's a 1A, 1B. I think the GM needs to take his selection at quarterback with him too, and go anywhere but here.
So,
and obviously Mike will be collateral damage.
the
Like Mike's not going to survive this either, obviously, but
well,
he needs to take his quarterback with him.
Mike got Tua to a place most of us never thought as a player. He did. He got him. He put a system in and got weapons for him and put something in. Literally, it's one of the greatest head coaching jobs on a player. He believed in him.
You know, people would disagree with you on that. I get people that tweet me all the time.
There's nothing to disagree.
They said Mike is the reason why Tua struggles, that he's holding him back. And I go, no, Mike's the reason Tua has a job in the NFL.
Correct. You if you think the other way, you're wrong. You are absolutely not up for debate wrong.
Yeah.
He took a guy that had, when he got here, he had no confidence. He self-admitted no confidence. And he goes, the plane, the PR piece, and like, I'm coming in for my job. Hey, Tua, first guy I want to make, man. Brother, I believe in you. And I can hear Tua at the other end going, yeah, I've had other people say that. Let's see. And Mike's been true to his word and put in a system that has given him to have more success than he could have had in anybody else's system in the NFL. Hey, we got to go to break here. We got a lot more stuff to get to. We're just trying to catch up here a little bit.
Thank you for giving me your rankings, though, by the way. I see people are texting them in, too, so I'm curious what people think on that. But that's the 1, 2, 3 that's got to go, whatever order. But I just feel bad for Mike. But
I told you yesterday, I'm not so sure with the amount of money they owe Tua that I told you that a few days ago.
Figure it out.
We'll
figure it out.
Hey, hurricane season is here. Protect your home with Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing. You got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Hey, we're still in hurricane season. You never know. We've been really lucky so far, but at some point, you need to take care of it, man, because it's the most valuable thing you have besides your family is at home. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a professional staff going to answer all your questions and get you started. They cover all of South Florida. Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing.
15 minutes of game.
I see people still coming out with Tyreek Hill stuff, who's, you know, we hope he's okay and gets full motion and movement and nerves back and all the things when you just absolutely destroyed every part of your knee on a, you know, freak accident over on the sideline where he's been tackled before and gets stuck in there and, you know, the worst outcome possible where you have to hurry up and get surgery so you don't potentially lose your leg kind of thing. So this talk, like people still bringing up Tyreek Hill as the topic, man, he's got a long road. I'm not trying to kill any of your make-believe trade world, like trade him or he's going to come back. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to try to play one. I'm not trying to act like I'm with Baptist Health right now. I am paid by Baptist Health, but I'm not a doctor. But he got a long road, man. I don't know about you. I'm going to be shocked if somebody's going to tell me he'll be ready to go in August at full speed and have the same Tyreek Hill. And hopefully he'll be jogging and it'll be back together. But, man, that is a long, long road. And for the life of me, if somebody thinks out there this is a great time to trade him, why are you going to trade for a guy that, I mean, it could be a nice comeback and he'll work hard and physically he is a freak. We've seen it. But this is a long road, man. This all bets are off on the knee on the stuff that just happened to him. All bets are off. He's in his 30s. He depends on his speed. He's not a possession guy. He is I run by you guy. Get all that back and become the number one receiver again. He's got a long road, man. And I just don't see. We can talk about him. He's got some other stuff. I see stuff with the soon-to-be ex-wife came out. I don't know how everybody – I didn't even realize people can just get all your information on people, put it out there, put it in the news, and her doing the breakdown of all the things that he had done to her and everything else. Listen, man, he got a long road right now with a lot of stuff going on in his life, a lot. Number one thing, that man needs to take care of himself, and he needs to get healthy. He needs to do whatever, and I know he'll work hard. He's that guy. But this is a long, long road. I know Drew's already come out and said, we'll be ready to go in 2026. That's agent talk to me, man. Drew's got the same background I do as far as medical field. None. So we'll see how that goes. So anybody, and by the way, I think we're going to find out it's going to be a cold business. I knew there was a second part. He's due a bunch of money in March. Woody, it's the right thing to do for the team. The right thing, they're going, we just gave him a lot of money since he's been here. There ain't no right thing right now. We got to look out for the salary cap. Our job is to save as much money as possible to replace players and get better players and find it and figure it out. I'm going to be very surprised if he gets his money in March. Very, very surprised.
Texter said he has friends that work with the surgeon. They said that the career is over. So
I know the surgeon.
That is not a verified source, by the way. I just, thought that was a funny text this morning.
I would just tell you too. I know the surgeon real well, and I wouldn't ask him.
Okay.
I play tennis with the surgeon.
You don't think he's out there just telling everyone that?
I think that surgeon, and I can't say his name, I have not been approved, nor do I break rules. And that guy, by the way, has done some of the greatest work ever done on players. But I'm guessing, and it's none of my business, nor would I say anything, but that's just, look at, man, I just saw what you saw, and this can be a tough road.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. All right. Anyway.
So the insider texter no good?
I don't know. Like, I haven't talked to, he said he knows who this did the surgery, and I don't know if he does, but I do. I know the two guys that did it. It's a serious one. You saw it.
I
Saw bent
know.
over. I see your ass bent over. You be out. I mean, you couldn't.
What are
It
you
was a
telling me
bad
this?
one.
I don't say it wasn't.
No, I'm just. You're kind of looking at me. I'm like,
I would
"Nah."
never recover from it, but I'm not I'm not Tyreek Hill.
Well, can you imagine Tyreek Hill like it?
I would have said take the leg, but it's
built on speed, and I think they realized once that thing got it back into place. Even thought of it.
Guy's in world class shape though. Like if someone could recover from it, it would be that guy.
That's
right?
true.
Like
that's true. Physically, he is gifted off the chains. He is the top 1%.
That body is different. Yes,
he does flips through the field goal post. Man, nobody else does. I mean, he's right. You see him do things, and he is at 1%. He is at 1%. He's got legs built like fullbacks, the old fullbacks on that body. No question.
So Joe with the tennis gossip again. How are things out there on the tennis courts, by the way? Everything calm?
Why did I say tennis gossip? No.
Because you said you play tennis.
I do. I play tennis with the guy.
But is everything okay out there on the courts recently? No incidents? You have to think about that.
I got to be honest. It's been a lonely world. Games are getting hard to get.
Really? You think it's a you thing, or is it just everyone, moving towards the pickleball side of things?
I did something yesterday. I went out and I hit serves, and then I ran to the other side, picked the balls up, and I served them back.
You play by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
It's very sad.
Call me. I'll come out there. I'll at least hit him back.
I went out there thinking
that's terrible.
There used to be, when I started, there'd be a ton of guys just like, hey, I was off today. Anybody want to play? And you could go play and you have a good game. And now you go out there.
This is truly the saddest thing I've ever heard. I'm picturing you like hitting the ball into the air and like running to the other side and hitting it back. And
so women are playing next to me, and I see him talking, and I go, wow, they're talking about
the lonely guy.
He doesn't have anybody playing. He is literally going to hit by himself and go chase the ball back and forth. And I see stretches sometimes in between.
You're going to have to pay someone to play with you, like a pro or something, right?
No, the pros are out there. I just don't. I can't pay the pros. I can't do it.
That's where you draw the line, huh?
Yeah, I can't do it. Everybody else does. I can't do it. I love them all. Those are all my guys out there. I've known them. A lot of them been out there forever. I just don't want to do it.
It hurts you to have to pay.
I'm tight on money right now.
Yeah,
very tight.
Sure.
All right. Hey, listen, we got to go to break here, but I do want to take a second since it came up. Baptist Health, South Florida. Boy, I'll tell you what a sports medicine program they have, and I'm talking about some top specialists to take care of a lot of our athletes down here. And it should make you feel good the next time you get injured to know that you can see those same doctors at Baptist Health, South Florida. Boy, people ask me all the time, where do the pros go? Enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and Miami Dolphins. You kind of get the picture. Barkov had to go see those same doctors. And he's going to have great results because he's going to be back real soon. And listen, part of being a top sports medicine program is having some of the best specialists in the business: knee and shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. We got doctors across the board to see nothing but injuries that occur every day to all of us, not just high school, college, and professional athletes, all of us. And 3 great facilities to make it easy for you. We got the new facility, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. We're also out at Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility and, of course, Doctors Hospital down in Coral Gables. Hey, man, first-class places to go. Just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day. It's about getting you back out playing the sports you love the most.
Now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. We just had an interesting conversation we cannot share with the people. Anyway, what do you have for me today?
Okay. The gift that keeps on giving here in sports, Joe, the University of North Carolina. They are not moving forward now with the Hulu documentary. Remember that was supposed to follow them around?
I read some of this. It's funny. Go ahead. It is funny.
I saw there's something every day about this. I saw an article. They were barbecuing Michael Lombardi and how embarrassing the whole thing is.
Michael Lombardi needs to be roasted.
Well, he called it the 30. I didn't realize this was a real quote. I guess he called it the 33rd NFL team. Like that was a real quote.
Yeah. He meant to say 1,033 is what he meant to say.
This thing could not be going any better. Right?
Just
like if you could have scripted it beforehand, this just could not be any more perfect.
I read some more stuff last night. Some of it can't be true about she wasn't going to be enough in the documentary and she wasn't happy about it and told them we're not doing it because they weren't. There's no way.
I don't know, man.
There's no way.
She owns his ass, so I don't know.
I mean, I get the bangy dangy is powerful. I understand it like nobody, like most men do. But there's no way. At the end of the day, he must step back a little bit and go, it can't be where she's involved in everything. There's no way, right?
You got to understand, this is like one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in sports. Like hire a 90-year-old, NFL has-been to come in and coach your college team, throw them all that money, and let them bring in all these other like kind of failed NFL guys to surround them with. Like, it's just such a bizarre thing to do. North Carolina is going to eat a lot of money.
He grabbed
when this is all said and done, right?
Michael Lombardi grabbed his two sons. He did. He got some guys that weren't coaching to come down and join him. I don't know. So at the time, that was a good move for North Carolina. I did.
No, it was a good move because it got them in the spotlight.
It did.
It was like
that's what they
wanted.
Like
the Deion Sanders thing almost, right? Except that Deion actually had some good players.
Right. He grabbed some guys from
like a few of which are
really good
in the NFL now. I saw his son moved up to second string now, right?
He's gonna be starting here.
I would think, yes.
He is gonna be starting here. How about
if he ends up being good?
How about he starts next week against the Miami Dolphins?
Well, if he can run, you're in good shape.
No,
I think anyone that can run is in good shape against the Dolphins.
That wasn't for the Dolphin side. It's just the fact that he would be getting his first start and be against us.
Be very exciting.
Anyway,
if he ends up being good, though, there are a lot of teams that are going to look very silly for letting him fall that far.
I think everybody kind of thought they've gotten rid of the two. Remember when this thing all started? Two vets are now gone. They've both been traded away. And it's the two rookie quarterbacks and Deshaun Watson sitting at the end. Looking to see if a new massage parlor is going to open. I mean, that's it, man. Nothing else.
All right. From that to LeBron, Joe, and remember we mentioned he had his second decision that he had teased on Twitter.
Yeah. What happened with that?
It ended up being a commercial for a bottle of Hennessy that he's promoting, like
he's
a limited edition bottle of Hennessy.
It got everybody. All right.
Oh, people were so mad yesterday. They were so mad, and it's like, what did you expect? And then the problem is a bunch of people went and bought tickets for his games.
Yeah, but it's not.
And I don't believe those people to be actual fans that were like, I want one last glimpse of LeBron. I think those are scumbag scalpers who went out and bought the tickets. Like, let's take advantage of this situation. And I hope they all get burnt. Everyone that bought those tickets, I hope you get cooked.
Did he sign another 1-year deal? Is he on a 1-year deal?
He's always on a 1-year deal, yeah. Until further notice.
A lot of teams.
I don't know if. Do you see him doing? I know he's really into himself, obviously, but do you see him doing the whole like retiring before the season starts, so he can do his whole like
retirement,
victory lap thing, and
everybody
last
getting
dance,
a chair
whatever.
And stuff?
Yeah, like is he going to do that, or is he just when it's all said and done, just I'm done?
That's a good question. I don't know. I started to think I'm not sure.
The ego seems to me like he would be the kind of guy that's like, I gotta announce this and every city I go to, I need my love, right?
Hey, man, you could take shots at him if people, and I debate with people all the time. Some of them it's political. I go, you can say whatever you want about whatever he's done and China and everything else, but you can't argue that he's been a pretty damn good role model and a damn good player who's durable, that's played a lot of basketball.
There's a chance we don't see another player like that
for
in our lifetime.
Long time. I'm not saying you have to like him.
What was the gap between him and Jordan? Jordan, when retired, I want to say in 2002, I think was his last season.
I'm not sure.
With
Second
the Wizards
time around, yeah.
So I think it was 2002. So then you had it was a very short gap there, but yeah, that was the end of the road, Jordan.
But the guy that the father, he's still with his wife. I mean, just whatever, man. He's been pretty damn good at what he's done for a guy coming right out of high school with the lights on him since, hell, his games were on national TV when he was playing at Akron High School.
I love LeBron. He's
anyway,
one of my favorites.
Okay.
Right next to D Wade. But yeah, that guy lived up to the hype, man. Very rarely does that happen, especially with a guy with that level of hype. But he lived up to every ounce of it. Pretty impressive.
He might go down. I'm an old guy, too. He might go down as the second greatest player of all time. Anyway, what else you got?
All right. Speaking of scumbag scalpers here, Joe, Topps Basketball, we mentioned this the other day. They had their pre-sale orders that sold out within minutes. And how about this? We had boxes that originally retailed for $109.99. Those and $229.99 each. They were different types of boxes. You had hobby boxes and jumbo boxes. Those prices now, the 109 box is going for $225 on the secondary market, and the 229 ones going for upwards of $450.
So do you open them,
Woody, secondary market?
You open them to see what you have. How do you go about that? Do you open the boxes, see what you have, or do you just keep them shut for a while?
I hate to tell you this, but I'm steering clear of all this stuff here.
All right.
I
mean, this is your baby. We don't have anybody else like into this like you are, man, around this market.
And I've been very disappointed with what's going on right now. So essentially what happened was Panini, knew that this thing was coming to an end. They just started pumping out as many products as they could. There's a lot of stuff out there. And I'm guessing that Topps will do the same, that these things will just be printed with as much as they're able to sell.
Hey, man, supply and demand. As long as there's demand, they're going to spit it out and give you everything you want.
Yep. I mean, you've done, go to a store now and see. Go to Target and see how much product they have.
The next time I do my mall walk, they've got that Target down at the end of Sawgrass. I go, honey, come on, let's stop the walk. Oh, hello, Harry. How you doing? All right, we'll be right. See the same people.
They have so much product as far as sports cards goes.
Well,
you there for a while,
you know what's going on? People were sprinting all those Targets and had it worked out. Like, come get the cards, and we're putting them out right now because people are actually getting good cards there. Was that a couple years ago? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You did that, right?
It is very, very hard to pull good stuff out of those boxes from those
impossible, or is there still some?
Well, it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. You could buy a lottery ticket at Publix and win the lottery. So it's not theoretically impossible.
All right.
It does list your odds on the back of the box.
Really? Even for the boxes at Target?
A lot of, I think Topps especially usually, like you can go online too, they have the checklists and the odds, and it'll tell you how many packs, like on average, each card will be. So you can do your research that way as well. Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the SpongeBob Topps Chrome cards that came out? We had a Topps Chrome SpongeBob triple auto sell for $21,500. The card was signed by SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward.
Okay. All right.
That is the fourth sale of over $10,000, by the way, of that.
All right.
The SpongeBob set, which retailed, by the way, the hobby box is retailed for $260. They are
your kids into SpongeBob?
No, not really.
Okay.
They peaked at $550 on the secondary market.
All right. On that note, that's a good way to finish it up right there.
Wow. I was going to tell you about the Seaquarium closing for good, but
go ahead.
Whatever.
No, go ahead.
The Seaquarium's closing for good. PETA apparently very happy.
What happens to the dolphin? Have been living there for a long time. What happens?
Put
them somewhere else?
Probably just
Let them go
dump
out
in
there
the
and go,
ocean,
hey, good
right?
luck.
Yeah.
Now you got to eat on your own. No help from us.
It's like, like in Free Willy where he jumps over the thing and it's like, you're free now.
Yeah. All right.
Right?
Okay.
Maybe the Dolphins are looking for a mascot.
There'll be a big, beautiful development there in
Snowflake.
no time, right? Big, beautiful place right there. Hey, I want to tell you about Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys in Plantation, big Dolphin fans who are hurting badly right now. The same partners to handle your case from start to finish. More than 30 years of experience each. And I will tell you this, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. Hey, this is a big problem people are having. Now, there's injury law firms everywhere. You see them every time you turn around. You see a billboard. You see a commercial. And I just want to say this. Make sure you ask, are you, the people I see, are you going to handle my case yourself? Because I like you. I like the image of the TV commercials and stuff. And they, when they're honest, are going to go, no. We do handoff attorneys here. We're in the handoff business. We hand it off to other people to handle your case, but I'll get an update on it from time to time. No. You don't get that with Harvey and Gary. Not a lick. Matter of fact, partners who you can always get a hold of. I want you to go to CohenandJudah.com and read the reviews. A lot of people saying a lot of great things about the personal touch, the communication, understanding you're in pain from an automobile accident, a slip and fall, and you want to know that your case is a priority, always a priority with Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. Remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or at DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who took the season opener from Chicago by a final of 3-2. Jesper Boquist scored the game winner in the third. Next up, the Cats will host the Flyers tomorrow night. Over to Heat will continue the preseason when they host the Spurs tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Yankees came back from 5 down to beat Toronto 9-6. Toronto leads the series 2-1. And the Mariners took a 2-1 series lead over the Tigers, winning 8-4. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, one of our writers was really busy last night, and he joins us this morning. Dave Hyde from the Sun Sentinel at opening night for the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Panthers. And I started the show on the hustle. Out of all that celebration, the way they played, especially in that first period, the confidence, believing in that system, even though some of the names on the back of the jerseys have changed, you're still getting the same, we know how to win in this system. It's incredible to watch, Dave.
Yeah, it's almost what you expect now with the Panthers. And, what a night it was. I was thinking 2 times this decade, both with the Panthers, 2 times the previous decade with the Heat. You had the Heat and the Marlins in the previous. So it's like twice a decade, you get to really experience something like that where, it's something, if you're a longtime Panther fan, you know how to appreciate that. Players with their arms locked around each other, the banner going up, the coaches standing behind the bench. And then to come out and play like that, where they showed you again who they are. You got AJ Greer scoring the first goal, getting in the first fight, and Mackie Samoskevich. I had to.
That's all right, Samoskevich. You did a nice job.
Spell it.
Mackie, no, it's good.
No, we'll get used to it.
Former first-round pick, stud.
2 assists, and Boquist with the game winner. So they're using their third and fourth lines just like you expect, and they really dominated the game. And it was a close game because Chicago had a couple breaks that they converted. But great night.
Stick to the system, play hard, and good things will happen. And they all believe, man. Of course, everybody wants to play with the winner. So there they go. Hey, so I got to flip it over. 1-4 now with this Dolphins team. It doesn't look like Stephen Ross he's gonna give everybody more opportunity to see if this thing gets better and if it can get turned around. There's a lot of frustration with the fan base, Dave. You know that already from the comments your readers have.
How about the writers? We got to watch this for the last 2 decades. Mediocrity to below. But let's talk about the Panthers again, Joe.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Let's go.
Here's my question for the Dolphins the rest of the way. What do they want to accomplish? What do they want to do? Do they want to
I can answer that.
Just develop the young guys? Do they obviously Mike and Chris wanted to save their jobs. I think we're past that point. This season at 0-3, 12 days in, it was sunk. Teams just don't come back. And the way they're playing, just keep playing, is just saying how badly it's sunk. But what do they want to do? Do they want to develop young guys? Do they want to up high? And they've done this, so let's not talk about the purity of the game or anything like that. Do they want to tank? Because that should be on the table. In which case they have to obviously get rid of Mike and put someone else and make some other decisions to do it right this time. What do they want to do? And that's always been the question for the Dolphins. just in the Chris Greer era of 10 years or 7 years or 4 years, however he wants to parse it up, their direction and purpose has been questionable for me.
So if you tell the whole head coach and GM, hey, we're going to go a little different direction. So the answer, what they're thinking right now, is we got to win. We got to try to get back to 500. They're looking at our skill. We just got to play better, and they think it's going to come together. But they're all in to win as many games as possible. Yep. And for Chris Greer and Mike, because he's got to develop, his coaching staff needs to develop, these young guys start playing a lot better and get where you're going, wow, we got a lot of young guys that we can build around now, because that's not the case right now. That is not the case with what you're getting.
Wow, the draft class, I was all in on playing the young guys. I get it. Okay, this is what they got to do, develop. And now I'm like, I'm still saying you got to play them, but maybe not. You not play them as much. Do they need to be layered into the season a little more rather than thrown out there to sink or swim, because they're virtually all sinking? I mean, it's surprising. You know, your first two picks, you expect. Obviously, you don't expect greatness out of them, but you expect decency out of a first round and second round pick, even on the lines, where obviously, to me, the defensive line, that's the hardest. Defensive tackle is probably the hardest position to step in and play in the NFL, just because you go from playing, you know, literally boys in college to grown men who have everything, technique, everything down. So I understand Kenneth Grant. I expected a curve just like Christian Wilkins, where he was okay as a rookie, nothing special.
That's true.
But each year he developed into something more, and to the point that you had a really good defensive tackle, and that's really what I expected from him. And right now, you know, Pro Football Focus has him as the worst defensive lineman, and 7-Eye over at guard as the worst guard. That's so. What do you do? Do you keep playing them, or do you keep playing them but play them less? And because their confidence has to be shot. I mean, there's no way you look at the tape of Sunday's game, and it's like he's on roller skates.
Yeah,
you know,
it was bad. So I keep playing, and I throw Zeke Biggers in there and say, Zeke, get ready to go. Right. We drafted you three guys. We're going to keep playing you. But I do agree, if Austin Clark goes back to Anthony Weaver and says, hey, one of my guys lost some confidence. Now, look, it's not a good look for any coach to say, one of my guys lost his confidence. What do we do? But if you do get in that situation, and I say this, we had a couple of pass rushers, they're former first-round picks that lost their confidence, and they were done. Hell, we found out they had other problems on top of it. But, yeah, I do worry about that. You throw those guys out there, and now all of a sudden they're not having success. You got a problem there, and that doesn't just get turned around unless you're playing against somebody really, really bad.
I don't think I've seen running lanes like that.
That's
in
bad.
The NFL, that a bad running team with their backup running back and a third string guard in Carolina, for 3 quarters, they dragged that Dolphin defense up and down the field in every which way. And here comes the Charger team. Now, this will be interesting. They've lost their 2 franchise tackles for the season. Their guard, Mekhi Beckham, their big free agent they went out and got, he played part-time last week, so maybe he's back full-time this week. They're down their top 2 running backs. They're down to practice squad running backs.
Right.
So maybe it's an even battle against the Dolphins' running defense.
So Slater, as you said, Slater and Joe Alt, high first-round picks, franchise, you know.
That's how they built the identity. That's how Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh built the identity of his team.
And now you got one with a high ankle sprain, the other one's out for the year, and the 2 running backs, including your first-round running back that you drafted, are out. So it's I mean, I didn't guarantee a win, but it should be like if there's ever a time to get somebody, when they're just down so many guys that they might start to look like the Ravens from injury, it would be this team this Sunday. But we obviously, that doesn't wash away all the problems this team has. Stephen Ross is, again, stuff's pretty much has said, hey, we got to get more competitive. He wants to keep winning games, and I don't think they're going to give up on this season, Dave. They're going to keep trying to win. Hey, now we got to win more. Now we got to win 9 of 30, whatever. I feel like
I don't think they're going to give up on it now. At what point do they give up on it, though, if it keeps going this way?
Well, that decision's got to be made. Everything, by the way, at this point,
it's got to be made by Ross.
Owner, 100% Stephen Ross. I don't even throw, by the way, and I don't know how much he listens to Tom Garfinkel at this point. I wish he would, but I don't know how involved Tom is, but I do wonder if he goes, hey, this thing's not going anywhere. We're kind of stuck. Let's try to get a higher draft pick. I don't know. Because then you got to deal with guys figuring it out, veteran guys, and that's always the worry about some of the veteran guys. Dave, I thought it was going to look better. I bought into the front seven, even with the young guys. They were going to be really good day one, and it just wasn't realistic what I was thinking with this group, especially the big guys.
I was with you in that. I thought 8 win. I thought they'd be a mediocre team as the young guys would be layered into the franchise and develop, and you'd look at the end of the season, so okay, we got some young guys, and maybe they still do. You can't write off the rookie class, obviously.
Oh no, they got to keep playing. Oh no. I told Austin Clark before the game, keep playing them, don't stop. I don't care, keep playing.
I'm not sure. Look, if young guys make mistakes, that's fine. The problem is when they're costing you games like these lines are. I don't know where the line is where you drop and say, okay, we're going to sit him down for his own good to watch for a little bit. And I don't know. And the other point is, I don't know if they have anybody to sit him down for. They had to go off on the practice squad route to get Cole Strange to fill in because they got a couple other injuries at their backup guards. And defensive tackle, I don't know. I don't think they have anybody back there but the rookies. So it's like they have to play them. But there are standards, and they aren't meeting them right now.
Yeah. You think things start? Human nature is when you're not having success that you got 3 different parts of this thing: front office, coaching staff, and players. That there start to become a crack when things aren't going well and finger pointing starts and who's got whose ear and, everybody starts trying to save jobs. You think we're at that point yet?
Well, it was interesting to hear Mike McDaniel talk about
Anthony Weaver.
Yeah, the schemes and basically, if you run that quote again, that was interesting in that. But you know what? I don't really care. Let's go to the top. Mike and Chris Greer are tied. They're married. They're together. It doesn't matter if one's upset with the other or what. If I'm Stephen Ross, you brought them as a package, and for the most part that I've seen the last few years, they've worked well together. I mean, the work hasn't been good, but they've worked well together. But Ross has some decisions to make, and let's face it, his football decisions haven't been very good with the Dolphins. Look at his hires. There's his best decisions, here's something good for Dolphin fans. The best decisions he's made on interim coaches, Todd Bowles and Dan Campbell. Now, there are 2 coaches. Look at what they're doing in the NFL. They've gone on and had really good coaching careers and head coaching careers.
I agree.
And whereas the guys the Dolphins hire and their ex-coaches.
So, Dave, who's in on that decision? I know Barry Jackson talks about some of this stuff in his article in the Herald today. It's a great point. Like, who sits there when they all, and you bring in all your guys that have a chance, all the candidates come in. Who's sitting there that you trust?
Who has Ross's ear, right?
Yes.
So at the start of when he came in, it was Mike D. Remember Mike D? he had Ross's ear because I had some conversations with him, and then Matt Higgins had
a big
Mike
voice.
Tannenbaum, and when they went to the tank, it was Tom Garfinkel. He had Ross's ear, and that was the way they went. So I'm looking around, and I assume it's still Tom because there isn't anybody else sitting there walking around with him at the start of games. The way the guy, whoever had the ear of the king, was always walking around, and Tom still is. So I assume, and you talk about a business genius as Tom, the money he's made and the decisions on the business.
Oh, he's a rock star. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, football, the franchise hasn't made good football decisions in a quarter century.
No.
But that Panther pennant really looked good last night, Joe.
Boy, I could tell, man. The Panther fans looked like they were having fun. We all needed that last night. And by the way, the 5:00 start, thank you so much. God bless you. I really appreciate it, being able to watch the whole thing, and it was great.
I did too, but what are they doing to the Panthers? They give them the 5:00 start.
Don't try to put a negative spin on this.
The Rangers to get the national
bigger hockey mark. I don't care. Whatever it was.
It was good for me, though. It was good for me.
Let's be selfish, Dave. 5:00's okay. It didn't seem to affect our fan base. That place was packed, man. It was not affecting.
I get to use all my good adjectives when I'm writing with the Panthers, and all my I just trot out the bad ones with the.
No, man, I feel half dirty when I leave here. I do. Yep. I feel like I need an extra shower. And then, I got to go be around them, and I just know,
it's good therapy talking to you, Joe. Though, I feel better. I feel better. Like I should give you a couple $100.
Well, listen, you and 40 other guys that I'm gonna start calling out that are calling me to talk and giving me their opinion. I think I'm gonna start calling them all out. David, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, Joe.
Dave Hyde from the Sun Sentinel joining us this morning. All right, hey. Want to talk about Dr. Barry. He is a rock star, and his staff helping people, man, helping guys out there that are going through some hard times. I'm talking about getting off the road a little bit and just whatever's going on in your life, personal, professional careers, that's falling down, and just got to get back up, man. Got to get back up, got to keep going. We're always talking about game changers on the field. Well, Recovery Unplugged, boy, I'll tell you what, for people that are dealing with some mental health stuff, it's gotten to that point, and you just can't get out of the funk, and everybody's noticed that cares about you. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team that they have and innovative treatments like this ketamine therapy for depression and anxiety and trauma. If you or someone you love need some help, a winning strategy, call 954-737-4508. Meet with Dr. Barry and his staff. Find out what they can do for you to get you straightened back out, get you back on the road, feeling good again. Visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 6 matchup between the LA Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that everybody's going to try to hype up on Sunday at 1 o'clock, Woody, is going to be the 5th and 6th picks in the same draft. The Dolphins take Tua, 1 pick ahead of the Chargers, who take Justin Herbert. And they'll face off. Not the first time, by the way. They've faced each other a few times now in football games. But, man, we've got, I want to thank Dave Hyde for coming up. Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, is going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. And we'll talk to ball. Does it feel like there's a shortage, by the way? Not defensive linemen. Offensive linemen, does it feel like when you watch a game, your favorite quarterbacks are taken off out of the pocket and taken off to run because the blocking or the blitzes, people can't pick up blitzes well enough. Just seems like. And there's always a ton of offensive linemen hurt. You know, we're talking about the Chargers, and last week, Panthers were down to their 3rd right guard. First 2 guys, including a guy that was here, was injured. And so they had to move their left tackle to right guard. They didn't miss a beat, of course. You saw the Dolphins now down to their 3rd right guard. The Chargers are now down to their 2 backup tackles on that thing. They're 2 franchise high number 1 pick tackles, both young guys, one on IR, slating for the year, and Alt is out for a while with a high ankle sprain. It just seems like every week, though, you go, not every week, Buffalo, we got to take Buffalo out of this whole thing, but it just seems like there's a lot of teams struggling, don't have enough depth. And it's hard, man, because let's be honest, your backup linemen either got to be young guys on a first contract or veteran guys on the cheap, because you can't pay everybody. Tackles get paid. Frontline guys that are really good get paid because they make a big difference. And it's just, here we go again. So they've got their top 2 running backs out, including their first round running back, I believe is going on IR. And then they're both their number 1 pick tackles, who are still young guys. One's out for the year, and the other one has that high ankle sprain I mentioned just a second ago. So they've got some guys out this week, and you're like, okay. And they've lost 2 games in a row after winning their first 3, including a win against Kansas City, and everybody's talking about them. But we just have not yet really put together a game where even the Jets game didn't feel, I don't know how, after the Jets game, I walked out and I go, okay, but I mean, you can't feel real good when the Jets run for 200 yards and they fumble going in for a touchdown. He was going to score. And again, you know, Jack Jones makes a great play. Don't get me wrong. Never take away from the guy that makes the play. So you have that happen. And just everything during that game, and they fumble. Hell, they come out at half. They're down 1 score. They fumble the kickoff return, which, by the way, the guy got cut. That and the fair catch down on the 2-yard line, you can't make that stuff up. But he did. So they gave him obviously wasn't an expensive contract, and they let him go. But they just haven't really put together where early on, like this last game was all set up, 17-0. Going into early second quarter, you score again in early second quarter. You're up 17-0. You go, oh my God, they're turning the ball over. We're friggin' turning everything into points, and Mike's got guys open. It just looked and felt really good. And then they said, hey, let's start running the ball. And it just changed the whole psyche of the game. They made adjustments. We didn't on both sides of the ball. That's on coaching too. And we couldn't stop them. Hell, they ran for over 200 yards in 3 quarters. They didn't do much in that first quarter. And we just kind of scored 7 points the rest of the game. 7 points the rest of the game. That's why if I'm Mike and I'm getting on my defense, I'm telling, hey, Mike, slow down there, Tiger. Slow down, look in the mirror a little bit at your guys you're calling plays for. You scored 7 points basically in 3 quarters. 7 points in 3 quarters against Carolina. Who's got a lot of guys out. Everybody's got a lot of guys out. I guess we got to stop saying that. So now you try to regroup and, hey, I know, we liked our plan last year, but we didn't execute it. And by the way, the other thing they're talking about now with our defense was interesting. Watching those guys on ESPN, it's true. We missed a lot of tackles. What did you notice guys going through? Now, the holes were huge to start with, but we had a lot of guys putting their arm out there. And, everybody's got 220, 230-pound running back. Running backs have never been bigger than they are right now. 5'10", 220, 5'11", 225. Everybody's got them. Hell, we got them. And that one arm thing, I don't care how many weights you lift, ain't bringing those guys down.
Well, yeah, when a guy runs for that many yards, there's bound to be some misses, right?
I don't know if the final number was. They were talking. We got stats on every. I can only write down so many stats.
You gonna give me yak here?
No, I'm not
after
yakking.
Contact.
No, but that guy did. He yacked his ass off in that game. Yards after catch. He was doing a lot of yakking. He might have thrown up from so much yakking during that game. But yeah, tackling, and this is part of the. Oh my God, this opened up again. We know, and it's really bad when they're going to run. Like they're basically telling you we're getting ready to run, same place we've been running, and there's nothing you can do about it except get ready to make a tackle in the second tier of your defense. So I'm just curious to see what Anthony Weaver comes up with. I'm curious to see the Dolphins make adjustments to get their tight end. I just still am scratching my head. And again, maybe it's harder than I think. Maybe it is. Because I'm always told when those guys go, they're going, you can't talk about this because nobody wants to hear about Marino. It's like we don't have Dan Marino. We know that. And we don't have the whole thing. And so it doesn't do any good. But Dan Marino dictated play. He did not wait to see what the defense. You had all right, they're going to throw the friggin' same plays. And you see guys that were coming back and 6 defensive backs. They were trying everything they weren't used to doing. Everything to try to stop it. This team gets their tight end involved in the first half. Amazing. 5 catches, 70-something yards in the first half. 2 of them down the middle. It was like, now we're talking. Tua throwing down the middle of the field. This guy's wide open. He's the best story on this team. I mean, he is by far the best story. Even missing the first 3 games, I was wrong. This guy can play. In the second half, they go, yeah, they took him away. They took him out of our game plan. Whatever happened to, they made an adjustment. I get it. Hey, we can't let this, if this continues, Waller's going to chew us all up. So they made some adjustments. How about us make a few adjustments back? Then the running thing, the running numbers are scary. The running difference, we run for 82 a game. Other teams run for 174 a game. That's got to be some kind of record when you start talking about 90-something yards difference in your run defense and your run offense. I didn't see this coming, folks. I did not see him come. I'm not yelling and screaming, acting like a complete ass clown this morning, but I didn't see it coming.
You did bring up Marino, though, which is frowned upon.
I know. I wish one of those guys would just say, hey, you older guys that play with, hey, we don't have him. You're right. We don't have him, and we can't do things physically. Our guys can't do things physically he can do.
But he is over there. I mean, they could, maybe bounce some stuff off him once in a while. That our quarterback could,
I don't know what he does over there. I'm not sure. I don't ask. I don't do anything to get my buddy in trouble. I don't know what he does, but you do bring up a good point. I sure would be asking him a lot of questions. I'd be asking him a lot. Hey, man, what happened when they made changes against you? He'll sit down and have a nice conversation with you. I would do that. That's a good point.
You know, Marino could teach the guy to carry himself too, like a quarterback.
I'm not
He's
getting
had
it.
some rough press conferences, man.
I'm not getting into that.
Oh, we're
That's,
due today, by the way. Doesn't he speak today?
It's a different.
What's today? Is he going
I
to
am-
say that I can't do anything Justin Herbert can do?
I'm learning that I am learning right now. He talked yesterday, I think. I'm learning that that you don't compare. Everybody's got a different personality in the game. Some guys are introverts. Some guys want to be out there, and Dan Marino wanted everybody to know this was his town, and it was his team, and that was it. Period. All right. Hey, I want to talk to you about something. Hey, let's get back. You got me. Damn, you got. I wasn't even going to comment on that, Woody. You got me. Hey, but you're not going to get me on this one. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. You need a mortgage and you need one fast. You found a place you like. You want to get in the ball game and have a chance to get it. Well, I got to tell you, from first-time home buyers, he's got some great programs for you. Fixed rates in the 5s right now. Fixed rates in the 5s. Debt consolidation, man. You need that cash. Hey, Michael Kotze, this is what he does, man. He delivers and delivers quickly. You've been declined by the banks. Boy, I'm telling you right now, Michael Kotze's got programs for a lot of different reasons to really help you out. And I also want to let you know that while we're talking about all this stuff, if you are 62 or older right now, he's got a seniors program that's fantastic. Convert your home equity into money. You know, as we get older, a lot of us staying at home 20, 25, 30 years. Next thing you know, it's paid off. We got a lot of equity in that home, and we could use some of that money. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage can do it for you. The man works 7 days a week. It's about great service. It's about coming through quickly for you. Always does that. Go to Google reviews on the web. Choice Mortgage Reviews. Find out what they're saying about Michael Kotze. Guy works 7 days a week. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. 561-441-2730. 30-plus years in the business. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. They do without notice. He's an equal housing lender. All right, welcome back, Anna. Good morning. How about that trades yesterday? NFL trades. And if somebody would have told me Cincinnati and Cleveland, who used to be one of the great rivalries we had, man, some of the great sound bites from coaches that were there, and there's no love. Now they're trading with each other. Oh, God.
Bro, there's some weird things going on.
And
in
by
that
the way,
league right
Cincinnati
now.
and Cleveland are both really bad, and we play both of them.
You realize they're having a discussion right now if Baker Mayfield's the MVP of the league?
By the way, yes. That's a weird one.
Amongst the other strange things they're discussing
I
this
think
morning.
he is, by the way, because it's not
Well,
just his stats.
Yeah, and it's been a month.
No. You're right. No. You got to do it in December.
What a story it would be if he won it, though. Hey, man, I got to tell you, I'm starting to like this guy more and more. Did you see what he did? I don't know if you saw the video of him in the tunnel in Seattle.
No.
He looked up, this fan was razzing him or something. He looked up at the guy and he called him the P word we're not allowed to use anymore in today's society. He looked up, he called the guy a bleeping P right in his face. It was awesome. It was so cool. He's just standing with his guys and he just looks up at the dude.
He wasn't going to block it
rip.
out. He was just going to
He's that kind of guy, man. I love that, though. That's fantastic.
Well,
you see he came back to him at the end of the game, too?
He did. He pointed at him on the way out.
Oh, he did. He got him both ways. So the guy holds a grudge both ways. You gotta love that. So on top of all that stuff, and maybe the most frustrating thing for me right now, because we have our own problems. You can no longer go, well, they're hurt. We got a chance. I don't even do it. And I did. I was guilty. You look at some of this schedule, not Tampa Bay, by the way. You got Cincinnati. They don't look very good. They don't look. Joe Burrow's hurt. They lost their mojo. You look at Cleveland, same old offense, just don't look very good. You look at some of these teams and Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there ever a time that you want Baltimore on you? If they got to be on your schedule, can they be right now, please? Because they're really bad. But the problem is you're really bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing this thing again.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm making a point.
Yeah.
That it's too bad because, part of it's how your schedule sets up, who's healthy.
So what you're saying is if they would have put together a half-decent roster, that they could have had a shot this year is what you're saying. Okay, fair enough.
And I got to tell you the other part of this that we have to, and this is the reality is New England just did something other teams have not been able to do. Win in Buffalo. So New England's won down here, now won in Buffalo.
Well, I think we knew going into the season New England was going to be better.
I didn't know that.
They were going to be better
than
what they were.
I'm sorry, better, I bet.
You can look at a team's roster on paper and get some sort of idea how things are going to go, right?
Yeah, but
better, worse. The Dolphins roster coming into this season, there was no theoretical way for them to be better. It just wasn't. They lost good players.
They lost. They
didn't replace them with anything.
They're upside of their free agents.
So unless you're just some fan that's just like, oh, they're going to be great just for the sake of saying it, like you have to look at the names on the paper and it's like, all right, you guys lost all these players. You didn't replace them.
Jamie looked up the schedule. We were just talking and you look at your schedule. You do. You look at it, who's coming up, and right away, like we got some teams coming up on the schedule. Like Cincinnati's really bad for a team everybody thought was going to be a playoff, and Baltimore's as bad as they've been in 4 or 5 years right now. All right, we've got more. Brian Baldinger is going to join us when we come back. We're going to talk to Baldy about some of this stuff, so stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Sports lives
Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Panthers, who took the season opener from Chicago by a final of 3-2. Jesper Boquist scored the game winner in the third. Next up, the Cats will host the Flyers tomorrow night. Over to the Heat, who will continue the preseason when they host the Spurs tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Yankees came back from 5 down to beat Toronto 9-6. Toronto leads the series 2-1, and the Mariners took a 2-1 series lead over the Tigers, winning 8-4. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Toyota of Hollywood.com, where we are joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side, Joe.
All right, let's jump right into it with them. Baldy joins us this morning, and Baldy, start with here in South Florida. A 1-4 start and all kinds of problems right now on the line of scrimmage on both sides. And one of the hot topics right now is the rookie class. They're playing a lot of young guys. Most I can remember of draft picks are playing, and I mean playing a lot of football. But a lot of talks about your first and second round picks, Savaianaya at left guard, and obviously your number one pick as well, Kenneth Grant. What's been your take on the guys when you look at them? You got to stay with them, right? At this point, you got to keep playing them a lot.
Yeah, you got to play him. I mean, Savaianaya obviously is struggling, a great deal in all phases of the game. Just understanding the game, how to execute a combo block, with Aaron Brewer or something. I mean, those things just seem to break down. And then he's struggling in pass protection. Too much quick pressure right up the middle. Nothing worse for Tua than to have that happen to him, And so that's been a real issue. In fact, the final play of the game for Miami was Pat Jones beating them, for a sack at the end on 3rd and 10 when, another failed attempt to try and come down the field and win a game. The left guard gets beat pretty clean by Pat Jones. So it's been a struggle. And, obviously the run defense has been atrocious. And last week was the worst, but the tackling was terrible. It wasn't just Kenneth Grant. The tackling was atrocious, Joe. Like, it's just, I don't know what you do. Like when Minkah Fitzpatrick has to make every single tackle, 25 yards down the field, it's never a good sign. No.
And we had, I see a lot of people were talking about you can't arm tackle. I was just talking all these running backs are now 220, 225 pounds, built low to the ground. Arm tackles, I don't care if you're 330 pounds, arm tackles aren't getting it done against these guys while you're getting blocked and you stick out the one arm. It's just go, man.
No, but it's you got to leverage the play, Joe, and you got to turn the play into your help, and it's got to be gang tackling, and but when you have the solo shot, I mean, you got to wrap up, just basic fundamentals. But those 3 long runs that they surrendered the other day, they all could have been 5-yard runs. Instead, they're going 25 or 50. That was hard to watch.
So just the other side of this, they're getting ready. And by the way, Carolina's offensive line, I mean, they're down to their 3rd right guard in this last game. But now Slater and Alt I think, is out again for this game with a high ankle sprain. Slater's out for the year. So I'm guessing their game plan is going to stay the same as everybody else, and that's run between the tackles, or is there different things they're going to try to do?
Well, I mean, they haven't. I mean, last week, they lose the right guard. He's in and out of the lineup. Mekhi Becton, they paid him a lot of money to be a stud in there, but he's in and out. The left tackle is he's swinging door right now. They're all beating him over there. So they've struggled. I mean, Marion Hampton's a really good player. You got to tackle that guy. That guy is a great receiver. He's a good runner. They had a chance to win that game again last week, but they kind of let it get away. But yeah, the offense line that they thought was going to be a real strength is not a strength right now. And so, they turned the ball over in horrible spots. Down to goal line, they threw an interception to goal line. They could have cut the lead to 20-17. Right. The ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I think Keenan Allen would have scored easily. So. But they've lost a couple in a row now, and after getting off to a hot start. And so they're definitely reeling for sure.
Hey, does this seem like to you, Bally, you and I have been talking for a long time. We got an offensive line shortage of players. And I know you can't play backups a lot of money to start with, or they're young potential, young guys that you see upside on. But is everybody going through this in the league pretty much?
I mean, the Cowboys wiped up the Jets last week, Joe, and they played 4 backup offensive linemen. I mean, the entire left side, left tackle, left guard,
wow.
Center, right guard, they were all out. But they went up and down the field, and Javonte Williams had the best game he's had in years. They didn't seem to miss much. They have a good way of running the football, but they didn't look like backups in there against the Jets. They took care of business. But around the league, for sure, you're seeing a lot of young players, rookie guards in there in a lot of places. The Bears will play this weekend. They've got 2 rookie tackles that finished the game the last time they played.
Wow. Hey, I got to ask you about your buddy Joe Flacco going to Cincinnati. I did not see that one coming. By the way, there was a day when those two teams hated each other so much, they would never trade with each other. I said that earlier this morning, and now Joe Flacco is going to be like right away going to be the starting quarterback with Cincinnati. That surprise you?
No, only because I was there last week, and I saw Jake Browning play. And Joe, he was as bad as you can be. And they've got 2 great receivers that dominated finally in the fourth quarter when they were down by 4 touchdowns. But they got to get a quarterback that can at least get the ball to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. And Jake Browning threw a bunch to the other team in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah,
just killed. They were never in the game. And so, and it's been going on now. But you can see like he's just not producing. So I think Joe's already played against Green Bay. They beat Green Bay in a big upset when he was in Cleveland. I think Joe can at least get the ball to these wide receivers and give them a fighting chance. They can't run the ball like the Dolphins can't run the ball at all. And so the only hope they have in these games is to get the ball to 2 elite wide receivers right now.
Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger here with us. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Well, this AFC South story, 4-1 Jags and 4-1 Colts, and especially the Jags getting a win over Kansas City on a last drive last week. As good as stories we have in the league, which one of those has surprised you the most?
Probably Jacksonville, but only because it's a brand new coach, new way of doing things. They were last in the league in takeaways a year ago. They had 9 takeaways in 17 games last year. They've got 14 right now, including 14 in 5 games. Lead the league by a mile. And the linebacker Devin Lloyd, who it's pretty interesting. I talked to some people in Jacksonville. They baited Mahomes to throw that ball to Juju Smith-Schuster. They knew they were dropping Lloyd out, and Mahomes thought he had an easy touchdown to go up by a score, and Lloyd jumped right in front of it. And it was a great call by the new defense coordinator, Anthony Campanile. I think that one, because they're basically the same players on defense, Joe, and yet here they are. In fact,
amazing.
They should have beaten Kansas City if they didn't drop so many passes in the game. Cleveland, they lost to Cincinnati, Joe, and
right.
They dropped a lot of passes. Otherwise, they could be 5-0. I think that one, that final drive, Joe, they had a rookie center, they had a rookie running back, a rookie receiver, Travis Hunter. They had 3 rookies on the field going all the way down the field against that Kansas City defense, and you'd never know it.
I still, Kansas City still, they're not going to go away. I know, and by the way, their schedule is a bitch, but they're not going away, right? They're scoring points. They got more speed than the Dolphins ever had. When you look at Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Tyquan Thornton, I mean, they've got real speed, and they're going to get their best receiver back, Rashee Rice, next couple of weeks. And their offense is opening up. They're going to be fine. It's a rough stretch right now, but I think they're still going to win, 11 games before it's all over and be in the playoffs. This thing that everybody got opinion, by the way, this is people outside of what you and I do for a living, but just Jonathan Gannon getting after his running back for a second time, watching a guy, everything's a great play. You got a chance to put a game away, make a 28-6 in the fourth quarter, great blocking on a 3rd and 1. It opens up. You take it to the house. Last 10 yards, you slow down, and then you flip it before you get in the end zone, and you get 0 points out of it. The game turns around. You end up losing. I know you can't, by the way, touch guys. I get it. And I get the fine. I understand you can't. But at the same time, I think there are a lot more. There had to be some offensive linemen. They're going, what the F are you doing, bro? We block our ass off to get to you in that situation. All you have to do is run and get in the end zone, and we end up losing the game. What's your thoughts on that whole thing? That whole thing I just brought up, and it not just. I don't think all the players are mad at the head coach on what happened. Is what I'm kind of saying. What about
No, I
for
don't
you?
think. I don't think the play. I mean, the media is blowing it up, and that's what they do. You did play for Don Shula.
Wrong guy. Wrong guy.
I'm sure Coach Shula had some words for certain things and behaviors. But I mean, look, here's what I said, Joe. Last week, 2 weeks ago, the kid from Indianapolis did the same thing.
Right.
And they lost the game for him. And just a boneheaded play.
He lost the
If I'm
game
a
for him.
coach,
Yes.
he lost the game for him. But if I'm a coach right now, like I'm literally on Wednesday morning when you get together, I'm literally putting those plays up in front of the whole team. And because I remember Deshaun Jackson did it when he was in Philly against Dallas, and he's backing up and hot dogging it, and drops the ball, and they don't get the touchdown. Like these plays stay with you your whole life. It always gets brought up. Like you're the guy that had that boneheaded play. Like if I was a team, I would just put those plays up and go, look, here's the rule. All right, you score first and do whatever celebration you want second, but you score first. Like 2 weeks in a row to see this happen. I don't blame Jonathan Gannon for being ticked off. Like they lost the game because of it, and the kid made a good play. He just didn't finish the play. So I'd make sure that everybody sees these things and don't let this be you. That'd be my coaching point in front of the whole team right now.
I'm glad you said that because that was a Don Shula to really humiliate you in front of the whole team in a team meeting to put that up.
Yep.
And he had the old projector with that little light that would light up right on you.
Yeah. And
he go back and forth on it. And, just to show you how stupid it is, guys, if you're wondering how we lose and just to get called out in front of everybody.
Peer pressure, Joe.
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
Guy.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm looking around guys a lot better than I am going, oh my God, this is, but we'd also have offensive line. I play with Bob Kuchenberg. Bob Kuchenberg would have been in the end zone fighting a friggin' guy. It was, but I don't know if those days gone, or am I just?
I think they are. Nobody really coaches, and there's certain things that are forbidden. So look, it's a new era. Players, want to players have always celebrated. I'm going back to White Shoes Johnson. They've always celebrated, which is we've always enjoyed that. It's no problem. I got no problem with that. But to see this, happening 2 weeks in a row,
crazy
teams lose because of it. Like that to me is it's the wrong message. Everybody has to shut that down.
So this whole Cleveland, I didn't hit the back end of this Cleveland. We know Joe's gone now, so their two veteran quarterbacks are gone. It looks like Shedeur at some point is going to get some playing time out of this, isn't he?
I don't know. Dylan Gabriel played good the other day. He played fine. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes, hasn't thrown an interception. The offense moved. He got the ball. The receivers aren't very good there. But I'm sure at some point, Dylan Gabriel isn't the biggest guy. That's the knock on him. But he knows where to go with the ball. He gets rid of it quickly. Kind of actually, when Tua's really on, he kind of reminds you of Tua. Maybe a stronger arm than Tua, but kind of reminds you of southpaw, undersized, all that stuff. But, I'm sure Shedeur will find a way to get on the field at some point, and we can find out, just what he is. Is he an NFL quarterback or isn't he? Nobody will know until he gets that opportunity.
Hey, Baldy, just going back here, though, boy, you got to get this line of scrimmage thing. It's got to get better. It's hard to win games against anybody.
Well,
it doesn't matter who you're playing, right?
Joe, you were there in Carolina on Sunday. It's 17-13 in the fourth quarter. They didn't have one running play in the fourth quarter. Not one. They had 13 passes in the fourth quarter. I know you got the lead, then you're behind, you're trying to catch up, you throw the touchdown to Waddle to get the lead and then lose it. At some point you got to win the line of scrimmage. Now Cole Strange and Larry Borum on the right side, they might not be, the best option, but you got to figure out a way, to move the football. Now they're terrible at tight end, Joe. They don't have a tight end that can block out there. The receiver, I'm watching, one of the wide receivers try to angle block on Derek Brown. It's kind of funny.
Oh my God! Yeah. He chewed us
up.
up.
He's the most dominant defensive lineman on the field,
right?
And you're putting a wide receiver on him. I mean, no wide receiver wants that assignment.
No, and he was phenomenal in the game. He is. And by the way, played his ass off, played hard, man. Did not throw in the towel whatsoever. Anyway, hey, Baldy, as always, my man, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
You got it, Joe. I'll talk to you next week.
You
man.
got it, man. Brian Baldinger joining us, Odyssey NFL Insider.
So also the host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide for your insurance and financial needs. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide is on your side. So is the main man, Anthony Caliendo at the Business Broker Experts. Boy, is he good. You talk about good. One of the best in this state going on right now. If you are tired of all the stress, if you are tired of all the headaches, if you're just tired of being tired, hey, you're ready to flip it? Are you ready to sell that biz? Call 1-800, the main man, and speak to Anthony Caliendo so he can flip your biz and cash you out in a big, big way. He doesn't just list businesses. He packages businesses to sell, and that's what makes him number one. Puts the deals together for you, man. Can do it all. Florida's booming. It's a great time. People are relocating to Florida, all over South Florida. Palm Beach is blowing up there, man. And if you're looking to sell your business, you've had it, you're burned out, he has buyers waiting to buy businesses just like yours. Doesn't matter what size, how specialized they are. He does it all from start to finish. Strategically sits with you, maximizes the value of your business. He does it all. He has great testimonials from satisfied sellers and buyers with a 5-star Google review rating. I'm telling you right now, this man is going to get it done for you. Just go to themainman.com. It's Anthony Caliendo, the main man. Call 1-800, the main man today. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Charles Davis going to join us coming up. He's working as an analyst for CBS, and he'll have his third Miami Dolphins football game this Sunday at 1 o'clock when the Chargers come to town. But last night, man, was something that you hope all your favorite teams will get to at some point while you're still alive. NHL opening night, kicking off with the two-time back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Panthers beating the Blackhawks. You know what was impressive about last night? You look at all these teams and how they're structured and what they're doing, and they've got it, man. They've got it from ownership to general manager to head coach to players to a system that if you play it and those guys all believe in, the Paul Maurice system works, man. Works. Usually when you have the big celebration, put the banner up, everybody's emotional, it's great. Everything pregame last night was spectacular. But sometimes you come out flat after that. The team gets you. We see it all the time. Game one, other teams ready to go. You're kind of still patting each other on the back about what just happened. They go out last night and fly around like it's a playoffs. 17 shots in the first period. Get a couple of goals. Hustle, belief, confidence that the system that they are in works. A.J. Greer, Carter Verhaeghe, Boquist. Same deal. Same deal, man. Couple new names in there, but same guys, not missing a beat, not pouting about two guys being out. They know how important they are, but they play to the system, they play hard, and good things happen. It's incredible. That, by the way, that you want to use the word culture, which we just absolutely abuse in this town, and everybody talks about a great culture. A great culture. That's a great culture. When you get that program, that's a great culture. You got a whole bunch of guys that expect to go out there no matter who you are, whether you're just getting a little bit of playing time with a third or fourth line. You expect to go out with those guys you're playing with and friggin' win with that great leadership they still have. They still got leaders out there, and they believe in the system, and they expect to win, just like they've been doing for 3 years. Going to Stanley Cup finals and lose to Vegas and come back and win back-to-back championships. And if you think anything has changed this year, and by the way, Barkov is a huge piece. Huge piece. There's not another one of him. But they're going to get the other guy back, Kachuk. And while they're gone and Kachuk's out, they expect to win, man. It is about winning, and it's not going to change. Panther fans, man, enjoy it. For the people that go to those games, this is not normal what is going on, but this is clearly an organization that has figured it effing out. Time to get that in there without having any liquor. Hey, we got a lot more stuff. Charles Davis from CBS going to join us to talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins and a little bit about the NFL right after this.
Sports lives